Hey everyone, welcome back to Homeworld Classic, and welcome back to our Homeworld Classic tournament. This is going to be the game between myself and Rompafrolic. Of course, it's round robin, so we all play each other. So that's me, Bozocow, in the gray and red, as you would expect. My opponent over here is going to be Rompafrolic in the purple and black, just like he does in DOK. You'll probably know him from there. Although I suppose he plays Homeworld Remastered as well, but I think most of my audience is from DOK, obviously. I'm going to be moving out pretty aggressively with my early game scouts here. This is what I like to do. You know, I feel like if they give you a unit in the early game, you better use it. I don't know. I always feel bad if I'm not utilizing all the tools that have been given to me in a game like this. Rompafrolic, meanwhile, is going to be building more of them. So this is a good question, I feel. Is it better to make more scouts in the beginning game, or is it better to focus on resource collectors? I guess we'll get to see a bit of a... Get to see that on trial in this match, I suppose. We're obviously utilizing the opposite strategy here. We should talk about the map a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's Fields of Plaz, if I'm not mistaken.
Plaz.
And one interesting thing that we noticed about this match and some warm-up games that we played is that the asteroids actually respawn. So eco is going to be a lot more important in this one, I feel, because those asteroids are going to be, you know, they're going to stay there. They're not going to be going away. So I think more collectors is probably better myself, but then again, I'm doing it. So, you know, we should ask some of those OG Homeworld players from like the 90s what they used to do always and see what the optimal strategy is. But I don't know, in some ways it's more exciting actually not to know, right? You're gonna notice this very early second what do you call this, research ship coming out from Rompafrolic, and that's going to mean his tech is a little faster than mine too, but he's going to have very few collectors here, I would say. Also doesn't hurt I'm going to be attacking one of his right here. Now one thing to note is that you can actually set these guys onto aggressive, and they won't turn around when they get shot like that. But I'm kind of testing his micro here, and I do send back 2 collectors, which is pretty painful. He's going to have to select these guys manually and tell them to harvest again. But he's going to respond, comes down with these scouts right here. He's got 10 of them right there, so obviously 10 is more than 5, so he would win that. If we look at the economy now, I've got 4 collectors, still 1 research ship. He's still on 3 and 2. More scouts coming out as well. He's probably going to make 15, I would say, at this point. I'm just trying to run away, really. It's always a little bit nervous for me, like, oh, are they actually going to get out of there? But in this case, I believe they will just fine.
Retreat successful. We're clear.
Fighter drive research complete.
I go for fighter drive here with the idea that I can use interceptors, perhaps, to punish Rompafrolic a little bit. If I have interceptors come out and surprise him, I can attack his scouts with them, and then that'll turn out pretty nicely. One thing I noticed is that 5 of the scouts continue their chase on me, 5 of them don't. So I decided to see if I can come and take this fight here, but I'm looking on it retrospectively and thinking it was probably a mistake. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to kill these 5 before Rompafrolic realizes it and sends these guys back in. So here they come. And this is quite a risky fight for me now, because it's going to be like 10 on 5 before too long. And if I try to retreat, that's obviously a little dangerous, but I'm going to go for it now, see if I can get the retreat off.
Retreat successful.
And it looks like I will. Rompafrolic scout's not going to give chase. One of them heading back to dock, but it looks like the damage is pretty negligible on both sides. So we live to fight another day. How's fuel looking? About half on mine, probably on his too, but I guess we can't tell, can we? Interesting thing about the Homeworld Classic replay system, it doesn't I don't know, it doesn't show you like the health of enemy units, which you can't see it when you're playing against your opponent, but you can't see it in the replay either, which is kind of funny. It also doesn't show you like their research or what they're building or anything like that. So starting the long tradition of Homeworld replays, huh? If they exist at all, that is. Of course, we like to whine, or we used to like to whine a lot in DOK about how we couldn't see the opponent's tech because that was hidden, but thanks to Majir, we actually can now. Do I want to take a fight here? I don't think I do. Well, I'm gonna go for it. But this is definitely not somewhere I want to be fighting.
Retreat successful. You're being followed.
Retreat successful. We're being followed. Yeah, that sounds about right. But they do get out of there. Rompafrolic not choosing to chase that one.
Interceptor available for construction.
So interceptor's ready for construction now. I'm gonna start building those. We check the eco on both sides now. It's still 3 collectors for Rompafrolic and a controller. And it's some number for me. 6 it looks like. As well as 1 controller right here, although I'll be making another one pretty soon. I like to go like 8 collectors and 2 controllers, but I don't know. It might be overkill on some maps, but I think on this one it works pretty well. You know, I heard that you can actually dock a fighter onto a resource collector. And it will like refuel it, which I think is crazy. I don't know, I've never seen it though, but... Oh, that was the smallest asteroid in the world, do you see that? Anyway. So Rompafrolic, having refueled all his fighters, is ready, it seems, to go out and take a fight now. And I like to distract him, but my scouts are all back home right now. They're kind of on low health too, so they're not going to be able to distract him away. Which is what I like to do. Like when he tries to move out like this, I'll go in and start attacking one of his resource collectors or something like that. So he's going to have, what is this, 15 scouts, I believe. 5, 10, 15, yeah? And these collectors are pretty undefended, so he should have a good time here. And I am building interceptors, but it's going to take some time for those to get out. Bit of awkward control of the resource collectors from my end as well. I like send them back and then have them go back out or something. It was a little weird.
Resourcer under attack.
It looks like Rompafrolic gonna opt to go after this guy. That's pretty fortunate for him. He does have resources in him. It would have been better, obviously, if he attacked this guy who doesn't have anything in him. Is this collector gonna start heading back now? I'm still not totally ready to fight him, still making more interceptors, so this is pretty good from him. And he's going to be able to get out of the advantage of having that many scouts, I think, what he wanted to, which is some damage to the eco. And this collector should fall. No way to save him.
Destroyed. Capital ship chassis research complete. Assault frigate available for construction.
Then Rompafrolic gonna just back away from that. He's taking the kill. He doesn't need to stay here. I want to check the tech now. There's 2 for me. And there's 2 for him. And I believe he's got 4 collectors at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Wait, where's the 4th one? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so he's got 4 collectors at this point. To my 5, I believe. So it's pretty good that he took one of those collectors out. He's pretty much even the eco. He's only 1 behind. But he can probably get more out of that if he attacks now. The thing is, in this game, I was pretty confident that I could take him with 10 units, 5 scouts and 5 interceptors, but I think I was a little bit overconfident in the ability of these interceptors to take on the scouts. And as you can see, the sphere of scouts is doing quite well, actually.
target too fast. We're bugging out. I have a bad
We're
feeling.
bugging out. Did you hear it? Was that a saying in the 90s?
Thank you.
Ah.
See you next time.
So there you go. Sphere 15 scouts, quite deadly. Definitely more than I gave it credit for being. So I do have 5 interceptors still left right here, but I need to build quite a lot more before I'm going to be able to challenge that. I do, fortunately, have a support frigate and an assault frigate coming out now. Rompafrolic with 1 support frigate there. I think he has 1 more. Maybe not. Doesn't he though? I thought he did. I'm not sure. For some reason I'm going to challenge these guys again. I guess I didn't learn my lesson from last time. And now there's even more scouts joining. No, these are interceptors actually. Joining in with the pack there, so definitely this is not something that I can take. Not a fight I want to be fighting. Still 2 research ships right there for Rompafrolic. There's also still 2 for me. And Lips, what are you doing? Do you see this? How it like this one here is gonna like move up the line as I zoom out. That's funny looking. Non-linear isometric perspective scaling. That's what makes it look like these fighters are all just one big blob. Why? Those guys aren't even touching. I love how the fins like retract on them when they dock. It's so cool. Look at that. I'm sorry, but like the Titan are just way cooler than the Kushan. Can we all admit that?
Defense field research.
I think we all know it's true.
Field frigate available for construction.
And that's one reason why it's defense fields. Obviously, that's what I need to turn this fight. And you can see a 3rd research ship coming out here now, so my tech is going to be a little bit faster than his. These guys take their time docking, don't they?
Cabin pressure stable.
There we go. Look how weird they look when you zoom out. Anyway. Oh, and another one. Oh, wow. That was pretty fast. So yeah, 4 research ships for me now means I'm going to be attacking to things very quickly. Looks like a 3rd is coming out now for Rompafrolic, but 4 is less than 3. Sorry, 3... Did I just say that? 3 is less than 4. I knew that. Anyway, the presence of assault frigates here doesn't really threaten these guys too much as long as they don't stay in sphere, but if they do, they're not going to be able to take this fight.
Resourcer under attack.
Support command acknowledged.
Oh, excuse me. You can see he wants to do some damage to the resource collector here, so I'm going to back this guy up, try and heal him. But yeah, if they stay in sphere like this, the assault frigates can do quite a lot of damage to them, so...
Support is on the way.
So he's going to be backing away there. That's probably pretty wise. The other thing is that he can't be attacking the assault frigate if the fighters are up in his face. Those are obviously the bigger threat there.
We are breaking off.
There's quite a lot of fighters here now, though. Like almost 15 interceptors from me. And I think only 5 of these units are interceptors on
Defender
Rompafrolic's end.
subsystem research complete.
If you add in the assault frigate and the damage that it's able to do
Defender.
because the units are in sphere, I believe that I'll be able to take this fight.
Setting up, thank you.
And sure enough, this one looks like it's going more or less my way. So now the assault frigates can charge forward and they can start attacking these support frigates, see if I can back Rompafrolic up out of this area a little bit. What's he got back at home, by the way? He's got 2 assault frigates actually himself, just kind of chilling over there, ready to move in once they are summoned. Let's see. I'm moving my research ships over here, by the way, just so that they're a little bit closer to my army. I don't want them to get attacked from behind or anything like that. But yeah, I've got a defense field frigate coming out, an assault frigate, and a support frigate. It looks like we're moving into the frigate battle stage of the game here, as most of the fighters from Rompafrolic are going to get taken out here. But I don't really have intentions of having a really big fighter-heavy army, so... they missed. Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa, dude, whoa. You totally just ran into that guy. Apparently I just don't care about this guy. Gonna let him shoot at me for a little bit longer. I just want to take out that collector. I should probably just kill off the scout here, but anyway. So I'm going to try to give some grief to that resource controller, see if I can back Rompafrolic out of this area and get a bit more control over the asteroid fields.
It's over. Let's clean it up. Target destroyed. Entering holding pattern.
So that's 17 interceptors that I have in total there. I'd like to see how much damage I can get on this collector here. Looks like Rompafrolic wants to come in actually with some more scouts here, but that's obviously not going to go well for him. There's quite a few dudes here ready to take him down. Assault frigates are starting to get involved as well. And here's something big. Here's a cloak generator from Rompafrolic. So I obviously don't have any anti-cloaking right now. So this could perhaps do something big.
Super Capital Ship Drive Research complete.
Super Capital Ship Drive Research is finished for me, as you heard. Lovely Karen saying, not sure what she's doing in this Imperial's flagship, but you know, whatever. And that means, of course, I can build destroyers if I get ions, but I haven't actually researched that just yet. The idea was to go for missile destroyers because I still thought I was in some danger. One thing you'll notice, by the way, is the cloak generator actually cloaks things in the replay too, so we still can't see them, but... Anyway, cloaking is like really oppressive in Homeworld Classic. And basically it makes the ships invisible even when they're attacking. Like they'll become visible for like half a second to fire their shot and then they'll become invisible again. So you really just can't fight cloaked ships. But right here there's not enough damage output yet from Rompafrolic to really be able to punish me. So I can kind of, you know, just do what I want. I can still stay here because I have enough support frigates to heal myself. I do need to be sending that guy in though. By the way, did you see? He looked weird on my screen for a second.
Support command received.
I don't know.
Support is on the way. Hang in there.
Anyway, I've also got a field frigate coming in. So with 3 support frigates and 2 field frigates, I should be able to negate all of the damage output that Rompafrolic is doing until he gets ions, at which point, you know, ions go through fields, so I might have some trouble there.
We're in the red. Fuel low.
But yeah, these interceptors still doing very well. And ideally what I would want to do with him now is take advantage of the fact that he's kind of turtling a little bit
Missile destroyer
and head out to where he's resourcing and kill these guys off. So guided missile research is finished now, but I really need to go for ion cannon frigates. There's another research ship right there, so I believe I've got all 6 of them now.
Support command acknowledged.
So I should be teching to ions in no time. But I think I'll probably go for proximity sensors first, if I remember correctly. And that makes sense, obviously. I know there's a cloaking field here, I want to take care of that, so... Group 2 is still just kind of wrecking people. As you can see, they are pretty low on fuel, so they're going to need to dock pretty soon, but that's no concern of mine. I might have the DPS here to take out a support frigate. Kind of looks like it anyway. Need to make sure this guy doesn't go down. I guess I wasn't healing him just yet. But yeah, what Rompafrolic is going to do here is get him into the cloaking field, so it's not really relevant. I'm not going to be able to kill this guy anyway. You can see all the bullets flying off in some random direction. That's the field frigates doing that. But yeah, there's the cloaking field, so the support frigate is no longer available to attack. I cut that pretty close. This guy got in the red at some point, but he's going to be fine. This is that support frigate again, though. He's still vulnerable. He's gonna want to pull that guy back to where he can get healed, or sorry, where he can be cloaked, I would say. Looks like shots are coming out now on the defense field frigates. I think really what you gotta be doing in this case is taking the support though, and he can't really do that with assault frigates, so he can trade damage here as much as he wants, but he's not really gonna be able to kill anything.
Ion cannon research complete.
There's ion cannon research for me.
Ion cannon frigate.
So that's ion cannon frigates and destroyers that I can get now.
Destroyer available for construction.
There you go. And definitely that'd be the right move, is to get both of those guys. I think it's pretty clear, or at least it should be, that all I need right now is support frigates, ion cannon frigates, and destroyers. But for some reason I'm going to go for missile destroyers anyway. I don't have it out just yet, but it's going to be coming out any second now. And I'm not really sure why I did this. I clearly have the fighter superiority in this case. So it seems like a bit of an odd choice. Obviously, it does have some relevant DPS, but it's not nearly as much as, you know, like a destroyer or something would be.
Proximity sensor available for construction.
Okay, so I just actually got proximity sensor research, so I guess I did that after ions, but I can't say that's a mistake, really. Let's see, how am I looking on health? Pretty good. And you'll notice I have a bunch of defenders here as well. Like I said, I'm very covered for fighters. It's not like Rompafrolic can use fighters to beat me at this point, so I really shouldn't be worrying about it, I don't think. Oh, okay, so there's an ion cannon frigate. So Rompafrolic has got that out. He's going to have a much higher DPS than me now. One thing I do notice, though, is that his ship is, what did you call it? His cloaking field is kind of exposed right now, because it's not obviously able... Oh, excuse me. I threw up a little bit. Anyway, his cloaking field is obviously not able to... you know, cloak, so it's obviously a pretty valid target right now, especially if he doesn't realize that I'm attacking it. To be fair though, this guy definitely is the priority, and I nearly killed it, it looks like, although he's got support now, so he's not going to die anytime soon. But yeah, so I turned my focus onto the cloaking ship here, and I'm hoping I can kill it before Rompafrolic realizes that it's in danger. Does look like it's going to go down, so that's nice. Here's that missile destroyer I was talking about, and like I said, there's no reason really to build this guy.
Super heavy
I don't really know what the
complete.
I don't know what the idea there is.
Available for construction.
I really should have just made a destroyer, and then you can imagine if I have a destroyer in this fight and he's got one ion cannon frigate, who's on top there? It's obviously me. I can start going after his support frigates, which is what I want to be killing ideally, and then I can pretty much easily clean everything up from there. So it should be a fairly easy game for me at this point, but I'm kind of choking a little bit here, making these kinds of units that I don't need. I do take out one support frigate right there, which is nice. It's 1 down, 3 to go. Obviously, every one that I take out is a lot more DPS that I gain, essentially, because it's no longer being just healed away. There are 2 ion cannon frigates here, though, now, and ion cannons obviously do quite a lot of damage, don't they? I've just finished my first destroyer now, so that obviously ought to be quite a power shift. But something very funny happens here, so I'm gonna hyperspace him in because I want to get him there just as fast as I can, yeah? So in he goes.
Support command received.
I have to watch this carefully to see exactly what happens.
Destroyer.
Ah, there you go. There it is. Yeah, I accidentally just hyperspaced him into the group of units and he just blew up. Oh, isn't that funny? I love how that can happen in this game, but it also kind of messed me up right here. So, if there was a destroyer just like chilling right there, obviously this would be, you know, easily my game. So what I should have done is send him just a little bit further away. He can move in, it's fine. But yeah, he just jumped in and blew up, which is pretty darn funny. I do have quite a lot of interceptors here, so one thing I should probably... This guy doesn't know how to dock, I guess. Sometimes that happens when you're trying to dock with a moving ship. But yeah, I've got a lot of interceptors here and I should really use them. This is obviously the pretty easy target right there. But yeah, I'm gonna have some trouble here if I don't realize that the assault frigates are taking out one of my support frigates right there.
Target destroyed. Holding pattern locked.
Oh, but I took out another support frigate, look at that. That's actually pretty good. But the thing that's really important here is that I don't lose the support frigate. Like I was saying, all I really need here is ions and support frigates. So obviously I want to keep this guy alive. Looks like Rompafrolic's kind of changed target though. Maybe he didn't realize just how much damage it had taken. I do have a defense field pretty well covering the support frigate right there. Heavy gun research is finished, so I can make heavy cruisers now if I want to. I do have a destroyer coming out, so there he is. As well as an ion cannon frigate, so I can see what I need there. I'm moving out now to take out the resources, so I'm kind of waking up here. I realize, you know, okay, I know what I need to do.
Frigate lost.
An assault frigate goes down there, and that kind of showed me that he's got quite a lot of DPS here, doesn't he? He's going to take out the support frigate next because I'm just not even paying attention. This guy's going to be kind of free for him.
Frigate lost.
Because the support frigate, and that ought to trigger basically a full retreat right here. One thing that could have been really good earlier is if I come in with some salvage corvettes. Obviously the defense field makes it very difficult for him to attack them, but once ions come out, that's not very possible because the ion cannon frigates will take them out. So it's a bit silly what I've done here. I've kind of taken a very obviously winning scenario and then made it very much less obviously winning. Anyway, gonna get these guys up into sphere and take out that controller. That should be easy pickings. There's nothing there to defend them at all. I'm gonna hyperspace in a destroyer, and this was a good move earlier, but now I'm kind of wondering if maybe this was not the right thing to do because there are... How many now? There's 3 ion cannon frigates there? No, 4 actually. Oh dear. And there's quite a lot of assault frigates too. So he's got way too much damage output for me to fight this with just 1 destroyer, even if I do have some support frigate, which, oh, I don't. Look at that. So, so this guy here is probably just going to die for naught. I do recognize I need to take out the support frigate first. But I mean, obviously you can see how different this would be if there were 2 destroyers there, so... Remember, folks, when you're planning where you're going to hyperspace, be careful.
Attack complete. Entering holding pattern.
What are we going for? A resource controller? That's the wrong move. Anyway, Group 2 has finished the deed, I believe. I had them on Group 2, sorry, you wouldn't have known that. So that's nice. And they can take out some collectors too, maybe, while they're at it.
Proximity alert.
So I feel like my my opponent's economy is kind of trashed here, which is nice for me. But he's definitely got a lot of momentum as far as, you know, units go. But he can't take any... You can't take any resourcing positions that are outside of this very small bubble here because the only thing that he's got for military is these assault frigates and the ion cannons, so he cannot fight really interceptors at all. And that's good for me. I can kind of lock down his economy.
Out of fuel. Repeat. Out of fuel.
But definitely what I need to be doing at this point, it's not this. You see how I'm like moving out with these units here? What I need to be doing at this point is just stay back with the mothership and build up a big force of ion cannon frigates and destroyers, and that would take care of this pretty nicely. This guy can just leave. He really should have left already. And then I'll have very good anti-fighter coverage. I don't need to worry about that. I already have proximity sensors. His economy's kind of on lockdown, and then I can just, you know, use my superior macro that I've got right now and just kind of build up an army.
Frigate lost.
like I will kill off an ion cannon frigate there, but yeah. At some point, the destroyer's definitely got to go. But yeah, the real story is this guy who should already be leaving. I'm not sure why he's chilling out here for so long. You can see more resource collectors getting killed though by the interceptors. Looks like I'm giving a support command to the missile destroyer, but
proximity warning.
That seems almost a little pointless. I probably will be able to kill off the support frigate here though.
Support command received. Watch your 6. Target destroyed. Entering holding pattern.
So what's the plan now? Like I said, this is the wrong plan, but this is what I'm doing. Sending my guys out to attack him out in the middle of the field. Obviously, like, assault frigates do a lot of DPS. I don't know if that was obvious, but they're actually very good at anti-capital. So this is just not good. My ion cannon frigates here might be able to take out like one of his guys, but I'm not going to be able to take a fair fight here, really. Well, I mean, this guy's so damaged, maybe I can kill 2 of them, but that's still, you know, that's not good enough, right? Actually, the missile destroyer just took out one of them. But yeah, I mean, clearly I have the eco here, and my opponent does not have the eco, that I can just, you know, sit back at home and kind of relax. But that only works if you actually do it. Missile destroyer just went down, I heard. Ion cannon frigate's gonna come up and see what damage they can trade for. But this is not gonna go particularly well.
Proximity alert.
You can hear the confidence oozing out of his voice, can't you?
Support command acknowledged.
Frigate lost.
Well, it looks like I am going to get one of them.
Generator research complete.
1 for 2 is not particularly good.
Generator available.
I do get cloak generator research there. I actually think maybe that could have been a good move, but I'm really just getting that to get it because you can tech for free, so I mean I might as well. At this point, I don't think I get any more tech that I actually use. So there's still these like defense field frigates like just hanging out over here. By the way, they can do that. Obviously, no one's really going to give them any grief for it. What does that mean? I don't even know what it means, what I just said. The point was, actually, that they're not really needed anywhere, so I'm not going to give them any grief for, like, just hanging out. I don't know. I don't know what the idea was there. They're definitely getting grief, if you couldn't tell. They're being killed. Senselessly murdered. Oh, the assault frigates. I guess they've been around this whole time, just kind of doing damage. I didn't even realize. And the Defender Cloud is actually being pretty annoying for Rompafrolic. It's still doing quite a bit of damage here. I think the real story has got to be these interceptors, although you can see... Oh, never mind. I thought those guys were out of fuel. The real story, yeah, I think has got to be those interceptors. There's not a single resource collector left for Rompafrolic, except for these 5 that are standing right here. Well, I didn't realize they were there.
Complete.
Point is, his economy is not doing particularly well. He hasn't gotten any resources for quite a time, I think. Uh-oh, here comes the cavalry. Again, not really a very good move here. I guess if I can get the defense field on him, I'm really only fighting the ion cannon frigates, but still, like, this is a fight that Rompafrolic can take pretty handily, in fact. And I'm just like running up there. I don't even realize what I'm doing. It's very poor unit control. It's kind of sad to see.
Alert, ambush.
Corvette drive research complete.
I'm gonna have the interceptors now get involved. Some of them are low on fuel, I think, but maybe they managed to dock already.
Hang in there. Support command acknowledged.
But yeah, clearly I'm producing more units than my opponent. I've just gotta let them build up, you know, and use the units rather than do this. Pretty good control of Rompafrolic there, by the way. You can see he has all the assault frigates attack the guys who are out of the field, and the ion cannons can take the destroyers in it.
Proximity.
It's pretty well done. It's pretty well done. And this guy is not able to heal the destroyers because he's getting pushed off by the assault frigates. That's pretty cool. But the defense field finally gets in there, so that's pretty nice. This destroyer, though, it shouldn't last much longer.
Support command received.
It looks like Rompafrolic's collectors are out doing things again, which is nice. Yeah, I should probably be killing those with the interceptors and such.
Complete.
Support command acknowledged.
Salvage corvette available for construction.
Aha, here he is. So I've made a heavy
Destroyer
cruiser.
lost.
These two, they don't really have anything to do up there. They should probably just hang back. I've got like 4 of them, yeah? Yeah, they should just hang back, wait for like another destroyer to pop out, and then the heavy cruiser and destroyer can go together and probably take the field here. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Did I really do this? Yeah, so I'm gonna hyperspace the heavy cruiser in, it looks like. I seem to be very confident that I can take these fights, but it's not really true, is it? There's just too many... Yeah, I didn't remember myself doing this. There's just too many units here, you know. It's difficult to take a fight like this.
Situation critical lead.
Uh-oh, did these guys run out of fuel? No, they're just kind of standing still in order to die, I guess. Situation critical. Well, how about you don't stand still, you fools? This time, as you can see, I give it quite a wide berth. I was not going to have the heavy cruiser come out and get destroyed that same way. That would definitely have been game. So... I'm losing a lot of fighters here, I think. I could be a bit more careful with them. And probably the proper target is the collectors as well. I should probably be going after those guys instead.
Support is on the way. Hang in there.
Oh, I think I'm going to heal this defense field frigate.
Frigate lost.
No, I'm not.
Support command received.
Well, these units are slowly getting reduced. Like I said, I think they could have been better used to take out the collectors. I think it would have been easier, but...
Running on vapor here, fleet.
But they've put a lot of damage out now. And that's probably good.
Support is on the way. Hang in there.
I'm doing my best to micro my economy. That's actually quite difficult in this game, just keeping your collectors with controllers and stuff.
Heavy corvette upgrade research complete. Heavy corvette available for construction.
You can see how much damage is put out by the assault frigates and ions here. There's like there are 4 support frigates on this guy, but he's still taking positive damage. Of course, heavy cruisers have got quite a lot of help.
Alert, alert. Ambush.
I'll just be trying to pick off the ion cannon frigates and things one at a time.
Alert, alert. Ambush.
Where are you pointing, dude?
Under attack here.
Proximity alert.
We need direction here.
But yeah, I obviously can't keep these guys alive, but they buy a lot of time, right? Like the ion cannon frigates and stuff can't even attack the heavy cruiser until these guys are dead. But what Rompafrolic's done here by putting everyone in a sphere, I think is a very good idea. Because that essentially allows him to get that extra damage output on all of the units.
Frigate lost.
We need a call here.
Frigate lost.
And one heavy cruiser I don't suppose is going to do this on his own.
Lost.
I'm starting to make some salvage corvettes here.
Cruiser
This
under
is
fire.
a bit of a desperation move actually, and I'm starting to get really worried about this. But I do know that I'm going to kill off a lot of units here, so...
Fast-tracking turret research complete. Multi-gun corvette available for construction.
Repeat, under fire.
It's cool to see a heavy cruiser, but I think this makes it pretty obvious that a big wall of corvettes, or of frigates, is usually better than one heavy cruiser.
Under fire, requesting order.
Like I said earlier, I was very confident this guy could take this fight, but it's obviously not true. And if there was like another destroyer here, this maybe could be possible. The damage output would be much higher, but you know, there's just not. So I do have the idea here, though. Maybe I can get away with this if I hyperspace this guy out. You can see salvage corvettes trying to take this assault frigate here, but he's probably going to get killed. I'm not going to be able to make that, but this guy should be able to get out of here because I've kind of preoccupied my enemy.
The mothership is under fire. Proximity alert.
Do I hyperspace him? Maybe I'll just move him out.
Mine laying tech research complete. Mine layer corvette available for
No, I do
construction.
hyperspace him. Okay, that's what I thought.
We're in the red, fuel low.
But yeah, now it is
Proximity
true. This is
warning.
perhaps like an advantage of the heavy cruisers, that he can tank that much damage and then just
The
kind of jump
mothership
away,
is
and it's
under
almost like he can
attack.
get away with it for free, right? But it does cost money to hyperspace him. And also now you can see I don't have anyone protecting my mothership here at all. So it could be a lot of damage done to the mothership at this point. Here's where I'm jumping him to. I basically want to stop any units from leaving the mothership and coming out to attack mine, and also kill off his collectors. I don't want a base trade here, because if I think I can kill his mothership before he kills mine, I'm definitely wrong.
The mothership is under fire.
Oh, they said essential comms only. I can't talk to you guys anymore. Anyway, there's a lot of particles there. I wonder if there's like a dust cloud here that like respawns.
Proximity alert.
But yeah, so the idea here is that I want to kill off these collectors if I can. I also can get his research ship, although I don't
mothership
imagine
is
he's
under
still
attack.
using it. But you know.
Damage, internal fires.
Yeah, the mothership does pretty negligent damage to the heavy cruiser. He can stay there for some time, I would say, and be fine.
Well, they're engaged. We got contact.
But yeah, Rompafrolic at this point thought basically we were engaging in a base trade, so he's I guess he is going to attack these units, but pretty soon he just starts attacking the mothership, and he figures, well, I've got more DPS here, this is
The
fine.
mothership is
But
under
that was not
fire.
actually my idea here.
Substantial cruiser hull damage
I
received.
think I just ran into a rock, did you see that? But yeah, I mean, I know I've killed off all of his controllers, so all I've got to do is just sit by his mothership, and I'll kill off all of his collectors too, right? Looks like there's another one coming back in. But yeah, all these collectors should be killed off here. And then I can kind of just sit here and use this guy as kind of a blockade, so any ion cannon frigates or whatever that he makes are going to come out and just get instantly
Frigate
killed.
lost. The mothership is under attack. Cruiser under attack.
Looks even. Let's do it. I've been hit.
So this frigate blob from Rompafrolic is going to trade very effectively here because we've got kind of a meat grinder scenario going on. So my units come out and they just get killed instantly. But the thing is, he's not getting any addition to his army, is he? Like he can't replenish it at all.
Defense fighter research.
So I almost think
complete.
that's okay.
Defense fighter available for construction. Frigate lost.
That's the last collector dead now. I think I go for like the research ship next, although I'm not sure if that's even worth it. He's the destroyer. There's also still 2 assault frigates and an ion cannon frigate out. So you can see this blob is going to start getting thin just a little bit at least.
Frigate lost. Cruiser reporting damage. The mothership is under fire.
Contact.
Here comes an ion cannon frigate. I'm going to want to shut that down as fast as I can. Oops, I've hit the start button.
The mothership is
Sorry
under
about that.
attack.
I accidentally minimized the game. I'm not sure how long it'll be before the screen becomes unblack, but you know, we'll see.
Transfer confirmed.
Yeah, quite a lot of damage coming out onto the mothership now. You can see he's about, I guess, is about, at about half.
The mothership is under fire.
We're starting to kill this frigate blob pretty well. There's only one ion and then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 assault frigates left.
Resourcer under attack.
The resourcer is actually under attack by the mothership, which is interesting. You can see I finally had to move my heavy cruiser away. He actually will get killed by the mothership eventually, but it takes a long time. So.
The mothership is under attack. Collector under attack.
Yeah, at this point it looks like Rompafrolic realizes he's going to lose the frigate blob, and so he just wants to try and keep them positioned on the opposite side from the destroyer and the ion cannon frigate, and just go straight for that mothership. But he's going to have to do a lot of damage to kill it. He's got it on fire now.
Gravity generator research.
And they are rather large fires, to be fair.
Gravity well generator available for construction.
Anyone out there? We're under attack here.
Proximity alert.
Command.
But I can get a lot of support frigates, a lot of repair corvettes, and if he goes after them, he's just going to lose the frigate blob. So that's not really an option.
Attack complete. Entering holding pattern.
Heavy cruiser here can just kind of
Collector
heal himself up
under
a little bit,
attack.
and then he'll come back and do some more damage. And this game is looking pretty much over at this point.
Pick your targets.
The mothership is
Where are
under
those
attack.
orders?
Proximity warning.
Support command received. Under attack. What's the call?
The mothership is under fire.
Seal aborts. Support command received.
Proximity alert.
Support is on the way. Damage received. What's the call? It looks even. Let's do it.
Not really much to say, is there?
Proximity
It does take
warning.
quite a bit of time, but I think we can all tell the game is over at this point.
Cruiser under fire.
Repeat, under fire.
The mothership is under attack.
Hold and engage. We got contact. In our favor. Hey, anyone out there? We're under attack here.
Proximity
Looks
alert.
even. Let's do it. I almost feel bad about this.
The mothership is under fire.
That's the last assault frigate for Rompafrolic going. And now we can go ahead and take the mothership. I'm not sure how long he sticks it. I can't remember if he stayed in the game up until his
Proximity
mothership got killed.
warning.
But if so, I guess we'll enjoy it in full cinematic glory. But hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, looks like he just quit at that point.